Tottenham Hotspur have won a game at home for the first time in 105 days. Spurs won, Manchester United nil, dunks on their head tops again. I say dunked, I mean, let's be real. That was a pretty long slog of a game, pretty poor performance, severe lack of quality. But I'm not going to lie, guys, like, I'm just happy we've got W at home. How bad must Manchester United be for Spurs, terrible Spurs, relegation battling Spurs, to have beaten you 3 times in one season? Not only beat you 3 times in one season, but also, how many goals is it we've scored? I believe this is 8. 8 goals that we have scored against them in the league and in the cups this season. I'll be honest, if I want to talk about the performance, it was probably one that I will probably never watch back. It wasn't very memorable. But what I did love was James Maddison, who obviously kind of got called out by Roy Keane this week, saying that, you know, what difference is it if he's back in the squad or not? I love the fact that James Maddison scored the goal, had a really good performance as well, showed why he is important to the team, then went and shushed the camera, did his dart celebration, and then basically told Roy Keane to hold it. So I'm all about that, all about the shithousery, as we know. Matthias Tell, I kind of expected him to rise a little bit in that game, and he had quite a few chances. Like, final ball was really poor, but the best thing that I can say about today is, other than the win, is that Spurs obviously got some players back. So we saw the return of James Maddison, we saw Brennan Johnson come back, we saw Wilson Odobert get a cameo, we saw Destiny Udogie on the bench, we also saw Vicario come back in, who did pull off quite a few good saves. I'd say between him and Kinski, if we could just combine the two, we'd have a really good player there. I think still in the air, Vicario is soft. Like, he is weak in the air. He is a bit flappy. Whereas Kinski's probably stronger at corners and in that area. But on the flip side of it, I would say as a shot stopper, I still rate Vicario more so. Yeah, if we could just combine the two, that would be great. But I still think having him back, like, pulling off those saves, I don't necessarily know if Kinski would have been able to do that. So I think that was a good element, a good aspect of today. Archie Gray, he got a well-needed rest. Obviously, we still saw him come on. Danso looked a little bit uncomfortable after a challenge, so he came off. I think it was more precautionary. And then Archie Gray subsequently went to centre-back. So I'm just waiting for the time where I can see Archie Gray in his actual position in midfield. I thought Lucas Bergwijn had a really good game in midfield. Benson Core as well, coming back, he did all right as well. I just think the standard is just poor. Like, I don't think I can obviously like be too gassed about this, because other than the fact that we hadn't won at home for 105 days, I can't be gassed about the performance, because Manchester United are terrible as well. It was such a poor, low quality game. And I look at that and I still think Spurs obviously have a long way to go. But I'm still backing Ange, like 100%. And you know that I'm riding for him no matter what. I want to see, when everyone is back fit, if he can turn things around. Because at the time when everyone did start to get injured around November time, Spurs was 6, 3 points off the third. So there had been progress made, and there had been good performances. City away, City in the Cup, Villa, West Ham, there had been good moments. So I feel like I had seen that progress before everything kind of went to shit. And I want to give him the opportunity. We've got some tough fixtures coming up. We've got Ipswich away, we've got City, we've got Chelsea in April, which is going to come around real soon. I know we've got a lot of time off in March as well, because of international break too, and obviously we're at the Cups. So that also gives us a good opportunity to rest and get those players back fit. With Mickey van der Ven and Romero, they should be back for when the Europa League resumes. They are in training. So I think that's one of the things that like we were like stressing about, that, you know, is he injured again? What's going on? What's with the delay? But he is in training. He's not on bed rest. And it is pretty much just getting him back into the fold, where then he can be playing at the level that he needs to play with. So that is going to take time. That is something that doesn't happen when you've had long, chronic hamstring injuries. Like, that is going to take some time to get back to the level. So he has been training, which is good. Along with Romero, they're just not fully part of the main training yet, and I kind of understand that. So we should see them back in a couple more weeks, and then I'm expecting Spurs to maybe start turning a corner. We're up to 12th, and I know like you lot will laugh at that, But Spurs are up to 12. Like, this is heading in the right direction. This is a team where genuinely 3-4 weeks ago I honestly felt like we could get relegated. Like, I would not be surprised if we got sucked into that bottom 3. And you all may laugh, but I'm being deadly serious because it's very Spursy. And now I'm looking at United saying, ooh, you could get sucked into the bottom 3. You could get sucked into the relegation battle. And it's all about 40 points this season, guys. It's all about on the road to 40 points. Spurs are finally out of the 20s. They've hit the 30. Good goal difference, plus 12. We just need to rise a little bit more. And I think, like, for me, a top 8 finish, is that achievable? I mean, don't get me wrong, that obviously shouldn't be the highlight or the aim of Spurs. But off the back of such a bad season, if they can carry on in the Europa League when it resumes and go on the cup run and try and be a cup team and try and win a trophy in Ange's second season, I would happily take that and finishing anywhere from 12. I mean, I would actually finish 17th if it meant that we could win the Europa League. So my honest aim is to try and finish maybe like 8th. Do what United did last season when they had all their injuries. Try and finish 8th. At the moment, Spurs are 9 points off 8th place. I think that's doable. Spurs can win another 3 games. Like, yeah, okay, we need other people to drop points, but I do think that Spurs can win another 3 games. If Spurs could finish 8th, and dare I say win a trophy, I mean, obviously that would be the best season ever. But yeah, anyway, back to today's game. Underwhelmed a little bit by Tell. I want to talk about Jed Spence because I have spoken about him obviously on our shows for the last couple of weeks. And since he's come into the team, since he's been freed, since Jed Spence has been free, we have seen a beast, an animal. He is unbelievable. Like, what a defender he is, firstly. This is a kid. Well, he's 24, so he's not really a kid, but still, he's a kid. This is a player that spent 2 years being completely ousted, completely out of the loop, completely isolated from everything. Conte didn't fancy him, Ange didn't like him either. I think there was obviously a bit of an attitude problem there. But this is a player that has been called upon to come into the fold, out of the darkness and into the light, and he's done that. Like, this is a player that's playing out of position, he's playing left back instead of right back, and I think he is personally undroppable. That was a monstrous performance that he put in today. Clearances, doesn't get dribbled past, he's strong, he carries the ball so well. So he's another one that, even out of all of the terribleness of the last few months with Spurs, like him, Archie Gray, Lucas Bergvall, they are my highlights. Like, I've had to find moments of glory in the shit show, and those 3 players I think are really undroppable. Like, I want to see a midfield where it is Bergvall and it is Gray, and obviously I still want to strengthen properly in the summer. I still feel like, you know, the out and out 6 is an area we need to upgrade, probably on Basuma, who I know probably underperforms because when he was at Brighton he was in more of a double pivot, and I guess we don't really do that as much at Spurs, but he's been off the ball for so long, so we need to upgrade on that. But the future is Archie Gray. The future is Lucas Bergvall. The future is Jed Spence. The future is Solanke when he comes back. Kulusevski, Mickey van der Ven. I mean, I'm not being funny. That's not too bad, is it, in terms of a spine? So I'm a happy girl. Just finished work. And I will see you all tomorrow where I can rub it in, flex his face. Hold that